We need to talk about this Azure Latch devs. I want you to picture a character for me. Think of any Azure Latch character, and I want you to guess about it. I'm just going to give you a few hints and try to think of it in your head. The first off, it has a defensive move that can block. It has a passing move. It has a dribbling move. Now his dribble move has a second variant to it, and he has a counter, which his counter is only used after pressing a button after using the pass move. Now, take a guess. What character could I be talking about? You're probably like, oh, easy. That's Mastery Don Lorenzo. Well, actually, I'm talking about Hiyori over here. As you can see, Hiyori is pretty much the exact same as Don Lorenzo, but just worse, as Hiyori needs a teammate to use his ultimate, and also doesn't have a blocking ultimate like Don Lorenzo has. And Don Lorenzo has a lot of going through people move, and a shooting move, and a stealing move, where Hiyori only really has some passing moves, which you have to rely on teammates, and relying on teammates can be pretty useless because a lot of teammates can be chuds, idiot chuds that don't help you at all. And Don Lorenzo's deflection is better, his dribbling is better, his defensive capabilities and passing capabilities are better. Even though Hiyori's got a pretty long pass, it takes forever to get to the other person, where any character with a defensive style that's trying to defend someone would pretty much get the ball before your teammate even does. So his passing isn't even that great anyway. So Don Lorenzo is just the better character. Even though you could say that Don Lorenzo is a quest line, but so is Hiyori's a quest line. So no reason to ever use Hiyori if you can just play as Mastery Don Lorenzo, because he's just the better character, which is why we need to fix this. Now we can talk about a character like Kiora. Kiora is less of a support character. Even though he is a support character, he's probably the least support out of the main supports. But he doesn't have a single dribble move other than his breakdance move, which ends up passing to the opponent. I don't really count that as an iframe move, since if you do get hit, you'll just be passing it to your teammate, which if you don't have a teammate, by the way, it'll just kick the ball in the direction you're looking, which is absolutely awful and is one of the most useless things in the game. Support characters' ultimates are ultimately just not that great. So if you go ahead and use his ultimate, in the end, it feels like you didn't really get much done. Whereas if you use a character like Sai, you get a steal move and 2 shot moves. You use Borrow, you get a steal move, and one of the best shot moves that goes across half the entire map. So I think we need to buff support characters. We need to make them have their own crazy stuff. Like if we had Corona, where he has his steals and his ultimate, and what if also, including that stuff, one of his ultimate moves was just another pass, just a really good other pass. That'd be pretty cool. And then for Hiyori, we had a shot move, because in the manga, he goes and shoots the ball. At least one time, I think. I don't really know. But he does shoot it, so he should have an ultimate move that does that. But ultimately, I'm trying to get this message out that many people like myself like to mainly support characters, and it's kind of disappointing that they don't get the love that defensive and strikers get. They just kind of get left out in the blue as an extra character because they can't really think of another character to add. So if we can hopefully fix these characters, then I think more people will be playing support characters, and more characters will be being used, and maybe people will actually be using Hiyori.